Hello and welcome to another episode of The Average EV. Today we are going to be taking a look at optimizing the home screen on your ID.4 infotainment. Let's get into it. All right, so one day I was in the car with my wife and I was explaining to her that you could move the icons around, and she's like, "What?" And then I'm like, "I have to make a video." So basically, on the infotainment, there are two main screens. You've got, I call it like the waffle screen, where it's the 8 squares, and then you've got the home screen, which you actually have two different screens you can toggle between for the home screen. And I've been playing around with it for a little bit, and I've kind of found my optimized version so that I can get the most out of my infotainment system, and I want to share it to you all. Before I get into the video, I want to just reiterate that everything is subjective. So what's important to me may not be important to you, but I recommend playing around with it, getting it set up so you have your optimized driving infotainment screen. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead, flip the camera around, and we're gonna go over a couple things, and then we're gonna call it a video. All right, everybody, here is the infotainment. As you can see, I'm in what I call the waffle screen, which is basically just like a settings menu where you can access all the different features, or feature menu, whatever you want to call it. I've gone over all the infotainment in this car before, so I'm not going to get too in-depth about everything there. But if you click here on this square button here, it takes you to what I call the home screen. And you can customize and modify this home screen however you'd like. So here's my main screen, if you will, where I have the navigation. I don't often use the built-in navigation, but I have been playing around with it lately. I know a lot of people do, in fact, use the built-in navigation. Here's where music pops up. So if I were to play music from my iPhone, or if I were to have the radio on, or maybe a USB stick, something like that, that is where that would play. And then I can toggle into CarPlay, and I can also go directly to charging if I want. And that's how I have it set up. And then, of course, if you click on any of these things, it takes you to the navigation, the full settings. You can adjust things. Here it takes you to music. Hopefully nothing comes on. Yeah, there it is. And you can go through all those things there. And notice how every time I hit that square, it takes me back to the home screen. CarPlay, there it is. And then charging. Now, I have all of those set up because those are things I feel like I use the most. I use music, I go to CarPlay, and I have to go to the charging menu often. You can adjust them if you'd like, and I'm going to show you that later. Here's my second screen where I have climate, and you can actually toggle between some sub-screens in here if you want to. You can go to smart climate, the other smart climate, classic climate, and then seats. So if you want to put your butt warmer on, boom. You don't have to go into the climate menu at all, which is really nice. Here you can change the fan speed. You can put it on auto, defrost, and then change where the air blows. Here I have the trips. I love to have this information, and as you drive, it actually shows how much is being pulled from the battery. But you can do since start, long term, and since charge. And then if you want to go reset it, you just click on it. It takes you directly in here. Boom, reset, and there it is, which is really nice. And then again, the square takes you right back. Then I have radio media, just, in duplicate, navigation in duplicate, and then vehicle. I actually would have preferred to have CarPlay again, but I was not able to put the CarPlay because it only lets you have it on one or the other screen, which is kind of annoying. So now I'm just going to show you kind of how you can customize it. So all you do is you press and you hold, and then eventually it goes like that. And for each size square, they have different features you can put in it. Here you can do navigation, radio media, and telephone. So whatever floats your boat, if we put in radio media, there it is. Not too exciting. I like to leave the map there. If you want to edit this one, you just click there, and you can put whatever you want. You can do driving data, vehicle, navigation. Here, you can change this from really any of the buttons. But remember, you can only have CarPlay, and I think charging on one on the whole two-screen setup. So that's that. So I'm going to leave that like that. A big fan of this for my main screen. Then when I go here, these are a little bit more fun because these have options that have sub-screens in them. So you got radio media, which is the same. You can do your route, which actually just shows you your stops, which is nice. But I'm not the biggest fan, so I'm not going to leave it on there. But that's pretty cool if you like that. You can do telephone, driving data, which I had over there. Did route, sorry, and vehicle, which is, let me exit out really quick so I can show you. Just says that you can safely drive your vehicle, and it will have tire pressure when you're moving. So that's fine, but I'm not a big fan of that, and I'm not going to use that. So let me go back in. Oop. There we go. Put what I like to have there, which is the climate control. And then here, again, I have driving data, which I really enjoy using. And then here, it's the same where you can put whatever buttons. But notice when you put, say, I put Apple CarPlay here, when I go here, sorry, it's disappeared. So that's kind of annoying. I wish that you could have CarPlay on both screens, because that's something I want to toggle to often, and I don't have to flip to a screen. But it's, you know, it could be worse. So I'll go ahead, add vehicle back in here. And again, you can do whatever setup you want to do. It's just whatever makes you happy. And here again, you can just toggle between. There we go. That's kind of weird. Now, the one thing I noticed with having these screens that have the, I guess, sub menus or whatever, is when you go to swipe, if I try to go to that, it's kind of hard. So I noticed if you swipe down here where it's kind of like the blackish blue, it'll easily transition between the two. Or if you're like in between the two boxes, it'll swipe a little bit easier. So, you know, not ideal, but, you know, works for me. All right, everybody, so that is basically it. A little bit of how to maximize your home screen on your infotainment for your Volkswagen ID.4. I know a bunch of people complain about the infotainment, but as you saw for me, it works decently well. I don't use it a lot, but I've thought, maybe I'm going to try and use it a little bit more because I know that there are ID.4 owners out there who do use it and maybe want to maximize the space they have. Now, as of right now, I do have software 3.1, so if any updates come, I'll do a follow-up video. But yeah, there it is. I'd love to hear what your setups are down below if you want to type them out. It might be weird. I don't think you can put pictures in, but it would be cool to see everybody's setup and how that's working out for you, and if maybe it improved your ID.4 driving experience. So that is all I have here. If you haven't already, please remember to give a like, a subscribe, hit the notification bell, follow me on X if you haven't, and I will catch you all next time.